welcome back. We're going to be reacting to one of these videos. Guess which one? That one? That one? That one? That one? Or this one? If you guessed it correct, then you're a mind reader. We're going to react to this one. I'm scared. Yes, I have watched this before, but I've never reacted to the whole thing, so I've only reacted halfway. I got too scared, so today we're going to be reacting to the entire thing, so let's go.
One evening, about 8 years ago, it was pouring outside and we get a call from an elderly woman. She called in and said that she was hearing footsteps in her house and she thought there was a ghost inside because she regularly heard the sound of someone walking upstairs. But she lived alone. We went there just to check it out and make sure everything was okay. She stayed on the line with the 911 operator because she was really scared.
Is that...
About 3 minutes
I don't know where that clip's from,
she said that there was actually a man standing outside in her backyard, staring at her through her sliding glass door. Petrified, the woman froze in that spot and continued to stare directly at the man. For the next minute or two, she said that he was just standing there, still as could be, staring at her. Eventually, the man took off out of sight. When we arrived, about 12 minutes after the call first came in, we went to the front door. I remained in the foyer with the woman, and the other officer went to the backyard to see if the man was still hiding out or if there were any traces of him. I spoke with her for several minutes until the other officer returned. He said that there was no trace of anyone having been in the backyard. We set off to do a quick sweep before we left to make sure that...
Let me just say something real quick. My mom is downstairs in the basement. My grandma's out shopping. My uncle is in bed upstairs, so technically I'm the only one in the house. So, I'm scared. Let's just continue.
The house was all clear. In her living room, the room that has the sliding glass door,
I know where this is going,
a trail of mud
because I watched half of
inside the house. I asked the woman if she had been outside at all that day or if anyone had been over to visit her. She said no, that she lived alone and that no one had come by to visit her. The woman was very old, probably around 85, and had very poor eyesight and was hard of hearing, as elderly people tend to be. The woman obviously had seen the man's reflection and mistakenly thought he was in front of her, on the other side of the glass, in her backyard. In reality, he had been standing only a few feet behind her in the same room while she had been talking to 911. Nothing was stolen, broken, or out of place.
The person was
in the
house. But the woman thought he was outside. Oh my God.
Who knows what would have happened had she not stayed on the line with the operator. I know it sounds like something out of a campfire story, but it was honestly one of the most unnerving and creepy experiences I have ever had while on duty.
Okay. That was scary, but the guy left. I don't know if that woman's still alive. She was 85, and this was 8 years ago. This video was made in 2016. So, I don't know if she's still alive. I hope she is. But let's move on to the next one. This next picture. This next picture. Oh God. This picture is so scary. This picture. Oh God. I hate it. Gives me chills.
I was a 911 dispatcher for about 5 years out of school. One night, I got a call from a lady at a residence in town.
That picture.
911, what is your emergency?
Is this the police? Oh no.
She was freaking out. Heavy breathing, scared, shaking voice. I've taken many calls like this, and from the sound of her voice, this was not going to be a routine call.
I'll be back.
I sat up straight.
I hope this clip's ended, but I'll be back.
Yes, ma'am. What is your emergency?
There's someone in my house.
She trailed off, very breathy and genuine, but not loud and freaking out. Okay, are you located at... Insert house address here.
Yes.
I dispatch the cars to start heading over to the address, and I don't give a reason yet. Okay, do you know who this person is?
Well, no, I don't think it's... I know this sounds so crazy. I think there's a ghost in my house. There's noises, and I know there's a ghost right in the other room. I can hear it right now.
At this time, the sergeant asks me the reason of the call, and why I sent him and 2 other cars without explanation. Normally, you'd send 1 car to something like that. It's suspicious activity, I told him. What activity? He demanded over the radio, which was a fair question. Sir, the caller is claiming there is someone in the house, and she believes it to be a ghost. Silence on the air for about a minute. 10-4 is all he said. By the time they got there, the ghost was gone, and the poor lady was a freaked out mess, and she kept apologizing for calling us. But it was real, she kept repeating. The officers later told me that her sincerity actually freaked them out a lot, and when they searched the house, guns drawn, even they were scared.
I'm back. This next picture is not as creepy, but I have a story.
I was called to a home of an older woman, mid-60s I'd say.
That picture's not that scary,
there
but...
were ghosts in her attic.
So we have an attic here. I don't know if we've ever been up there. My grandma, my grandpa has lived here for like 45 years, and I don't know if they've ever been up in the attic. But I have never been up there, and I don't know what's up there. So there could be money, there could be a dead guy's body. I don't know what's in the attic. The basement, I've been down, but not the attic. But still, that's scary.
Or basement every night for the past week or so.
And I'm the only one downstairs. My uncle's upstairs, my grandma's shopping, and my mom's in the basement. I'm the only one up here, and I am scared.
The basement had lights on, but still nothing to be seen. A week goes by, and I get called back to her house again, but this time...
But it's daytime, so I'm safe.
I go in and check the basement. Nothing. I check the attic, and there's a man with ragged, torn clothes huddled in a corner.
God.
Apparently, he was climbing in her window on cold nights. While there were no ghosts, it really did freak me the fuck out to see someone crouched in her attic. We arrested him.
Don't say that word.
The charges, since what he needed was help more than a record.
I mean,
he was
we have a cat,
and we
but
helped him find a shelter to
I don't know
go
if
to
the
for
cat's
future needs.
down here
I
upstairs.
haven't seen him since. It's my job to help people, protect and serve and all that, and I try to take it to heart. I did my best to help both the resident and the trespasser.
This next story is my favorite. It's kind of scary, but not for me.
My uncle was the sheriff of a small town in New Mexico. He was the most hardcore person in our family, super straight-laced, never really bullshitted, and wasn't at all a joker. So when he told this story, which is backed up by my aunts, we all believed it without question. A local reporter named Bob D. would always show up at any major police activity from the police scanner. Big car wrecks, fires, anything worth maybe reporting in the local paper. Everybody on the force knew Bob D. He was always around at least once or twice a week at various police activities.
Yes, I have turned the light on to make it a little bit safer.
He would mess with people by flicking behind their ears. People would react to the flicks, thinking it was a bug, only to turn around and see it was Bob just joking around. Everybody liked Bob.
I ain't staying in here in the dark.
Unfortunately,
It's daytime,
Bob had
but still.
bad lung cancer and died pretty suddenly. His wife buried him, which was against his wishes. He wanted to be cremated. For the next couple of weeks after his funeral, people kept talking about seeing
By the way,
Bob
that's
at car
the
wrecks,
Green Man, aka Charlie No Face. So just to point that out.
fires, all the same stuff he used to report on. There were 20 to 30 reports like this from civilians and members
I don't know
of the
why he
force.
picked the picture
My
of the
uncle,
Green Man,
however,
but
didn't buy it. That
I don't
is,
know.
until the night he and my aunt showed up at our house, gun drawn, pale as paper. We asked him what the hell happened, and he had to sit down, take his breath, compose himself, and start to outline what happened. Just a note, this is a guy that I never saw get rattled by anything. He said, my aunt and him were sitting on the couch in their house watching TV. My uncle kept scratching at his ear over and over. Finally, my aunt asked him what the problem was, and he turned around just in time to see their bedroom door open. Bob D was standing there in the doorway, clear as day. My uncle
that
jumped
clear
up
as
and
day
started-
part freaks me out, because you see a dead person, clear as day, and you are scared, and the ghost does this.
cussing and got my aunt's attention, who turned to see him there too. As soon as they both made eye contact with him, Bob smiled, turned, and walked across the living room and out their front door. He closed the door behind himself and was gone. My uncle got control of himself and ran outside, gun drawn, looking for Bob, but he was gone.
I would not
And
go
at
outside.
that point, they ran over to our place. We went over there and didn't see anything, but my aunt and uncle stayed at our place that night. At work the next day, all the guys on the force were giving my uncle lots of "we told you so." People around town said they saw Bob D show up at police scenes for at least another 2 to 3 months. My dad saw him in our dark room in our basement with a friend. He was flicking their ears in the dark. During the 3rd month,
In the
people that saw him
basement.
kept saying he was looking worse and worse. My uncle saw him 2 more times, each time confirming that he was looking more and more worn down. My dad concluded that he was decomposing and his ghost was reflecting that process. Now, every time my ear itches, I get goosebumps.
And so will I. So will I.
I worked as a police officer in a small town in rural Nebraska.
Alright, this
Back
is where I
in the
quit.
90s,
This is
I was patrolling-
where I quit. Look, this is where I quit. This is where I quit the video. Right here. Now, time to join the comment section while this is
through
playing.
town in the winter. We
Time to
had
join the
several
comment
abandoned
section.
houses in town, but one seemed to have the attraction of copper thieves, so we were told to keep an eye on it. I drove by it around 7 p.m. Since it sat on a corner lot, I had a clear view of all 4 sides of the house. As I drove around the corner, nothing looks out of the ordinary. About 2 hours later, I drive by again and the back door is wide open. I know that the back door was not open when I drove by it earlier. Looking at the snow on the ground around the house, there were no footprints. So I think, what the hell? I called dispatch, tell them I'm investigating an open door at that address, and ask for a county sheriff to start my way. I walk to the open door, pull out my flashlight, and shine it inside.
Oh,
The
fool.
house has obviously been gutted for the most part. The plaster walls have been torn down, debris pile everywhere. Since there were no footprints in the snow around the door other than mine, and with all that dust on the floor not showing any footprints, I chalk it up to the wind, or maybe the door just opened on its own. I was about to secure the door when I heard a loud thump come from upstairs and what sounded like kids laughing.
Oh,
So I enter
God.
the house and
That's
yell
that-
out,
that's that
"Police department,
kid
come
laughing."
downstairs." And then I
Picture.
hear more of what sounds like kids playing. I tell dispatch that it sounds like there are kids in the house and start making my way through the kitchen into the living room where the stairs are, all the while cautiously checking the main floor. 2 more times I hear something upstairs, but since I've had no response, I start thinking maybe it's an animal. Still, I hear what I swear was kids laughing. I head upstairs and it gets all quiet.
I won't head
The
upstairs.
upstairs is
I'd
relatively
book it out of
small,
there
with a hallway
and
at
say,
the top of the
I quit my
stairs
job.
that has one
I would have quit
bedroom
my
on the
job
right,
on the first
one
day.
straight ahead at the end of
On
the
the
hall,
first
and a
story.
bedroom on the left. As I get to the top of the stairs, I hear a thump in the bedroom to the left. I carefully peek around the corner, and it's an empty room with a small pile of plaster and wood debris in the middle. No kidding. Sitting on top of the pile of debris was a page torn out of a child's book with a picture of a police officer on it. The hair stood up on the back of my neck.
Officer.
I got out of
Kid's
that
a police
room,
killer.
quickly cleared the other rooms upstairs, and got the fuck out of there. I told
That's what I'd
dispatch
do.
nobody was in the house. I locked the back door and never went back in there again.
Same. What's the next picture? What's the next picture?
My uncle works for dispatch in my town, and
Oh,
he recently
it's a
told my
phone.
family of the weirdest call he's ever gotten. He says that he
Welcome
had
to the
received a call from a landline one night, and when he answered it, there was only static on the other end. This happened 2 more times. Finally, he calls a squad to go check out the address from the caller ID. When the cops get there and walk into the house, they immediately saw that there was a dead body. The person had been dead
What?
for 5 months.
How do
The
they know
craziest
5 months?
part about it was that there was no electricity or any other
5 months? How do
utility
they
working.
know?
So there was no way they should have been able to get those calls into dispatch. But if they hadn't, who knows how long that person's body would have stayed there.
Oh my god. Alright, what's the next picture? The next scariest picture, I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
Not my call, but my dad served for 25 years. One night, he
this
gets a call
chairs.
from a woman who says her neighbor has made a pact with the devil. The woman calling is about 35 and a religious wacko. The neighbor called about is about 75 at the time. My dad went over and knocked on the door, and the old lady answers, all happy, nice place decorated the same way for the past 50 years. She invites my dad in without even asking why he came, and makes him some coffee and asks how his day was. Naturally, at this point my dad is wondering what the hell the call was about, but it came clear soon.
If
At
the next
some point,
picture is
my dad
scary,
realizes he isn't the only
I'm
person
quitting.
she's talking to, and that this lady thinks her apartment is
I am
full of
quitting.
people. My dad thanks her for the coffee, and she tells him to come back at any
I'm
time.
quitting.
The whole time she was
Not
talking,
YouTube, but
he
this-
was writing
this
down
video.
the names of the people she was
Quitting this
talking
video,
to, and
we're
he
gonna
does
watch a
some
happy
research on her
video
when he
about
gets back.
flowers and
Turns
candy
out, she was
corn
talking to family members who were all
and-
dead. She had a daughter,
and houses
3
that don't
sons,
look
a
haunted.
brother, and a husband, all dead, and she had no family and no friends.
and no
She
creepy
hadn't spoken to another person
people.
in years. Her
No-
groceries
no
were
Bob
delivered, and
D's.
she rarely left
That
her
sounds wrong.
apartment. Over the next 19 years, my dad took care of her. My sister and I came over all the time and just sat there and talked with her. She even taught me how to cook. Over the years, she stabilized and stopped talking to her dead relatives. She just needed people to live with.
This
She
is a
actually
sad
lived
story.
Until she was about 94,
This story's
and
not
she
scary.
died in the guest room of my
It's
parents'
a nice,
house.
well,
Since it
not
had
the
become
devil
harder
wash
to take
part,
care of
but
her from a distance as she got closer to the end. She was like a grandma for us.
yo, what was that? What the hell was that? Is that a bug? That's a. There's a fucking bug on the.
There's a what?
A bug on the lamp thing.
You're not running around with knives, are you?
No. Alright. That bug's back. That's a stink bug. No, that's a stink bug. Alright. Alright. Let's see what the next picture is.
A call goes out for reported screaming, and it's mid-January. My father and another officer respond to find a known deranged individual, very long rap sheet, and has been in and out of psychiatric care for years.
Nope. Nope. Look at that. See that freak? Nope. I'm gone. Bye. I just want to see what the last picture is.
Shoulder, heart.
Nope. Nope. I can't. I can't. Alright. I'll be back later with a Baldi's Basics field trip video. Peace.